Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're looking at Calm, an old school pro gamer. He's been in ASL many times. In fact, about a year ago did hit #1 on the ladder, or maybe it was like 6 months ago. Man, time runs together. But yeah, he's done well. He's kind of joked about a little bit. He's a popular streamer and still plays a mean Zerg. And can have a fun style too. I actually really liked Calm's style back in the Kespa days. He was definitely one of the strongest up and coming Zergs. And he's going up against someone that I love to mix in sometimes. This is Dewalt playing not just a barcode, but a barbell barcode. A code bell. It's kind of funny looking ID. It's such a Protoss ID. He's probably playing with just his mouse hand while doing reps in the other. Anyways, I like to mix in some Dewalt games. For my money, he's probably #1. Whoops, wrong button. Probably #1 non-Korean player. Maybe you can say Xiao Shui. Maybe you can say Mihu. But yeah, he's certainly within that conversation. And I love to kind of keep track of his progress. You know, it's going to be an unbelievably exciting day when we actually get a Star League with a non-Korean player in it. For reference, it has been more than 20 years since a non-Korean player has made it into a Star League. The very last time this happened was with Elki, to put that into perspective. And if you're a newer player, you might say, what, the poker player? Yeah, Elki was one of the top Terran players in the world at StarCraft 1 back at the beginning. So anyways, that's a little bit of history lesson for you, and I'm so excited. It's going to happen, man. Like, the Chinese pros are training so hard. Dewalt is training so hard. I'm sure there's other players that are unknown that are coming up at various speeds that are training really hard. So yeah, let's just keep an eye on them so that we can know a lot about them when they get in there. Okay, so Calm here has gone hatch first. Dewalt's going to find him. Dewalt with the gateway opener, going to try to apply some pressure with early zealots. Probe going to go up for that Nexus as well. See what type of pressure Dewalt's able to apply with this zealot going across the map. And here's the Nexus going down. I actually saw a comment lately where someone mentioned that maybe I shouldn't watch too much of the game zoomed out because some people watch on their phone, actually. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments if you are watching on like a PC, maybe a tablet, maybe a phone, your TV. I wonder about that because I do try to take some feedback like that. Like, for instance, if everyone's watching on phones, I like to zoom out a lot because I like big strategic pictures and I'm on a huge monitor. But yeah, if a lot of people are watching on a smaller screen, I can see where it would be smarter to keep a more zoomed in approach, a more standard approach. So the Zealot is actually like being microed really well, and he ends up getting a drone. That was well done. It was very good micro on both sides there. So he picks the drone. He's going to be pretty happy with that. The probe is still alive, trying to juke around a little bit, get those Zerglings, get some space there. Forge on the way, multiple Zealots waiting. Definitely not going to end up breaking him. Everything looking pretty solid for Dewalt overall. Probe going to try to rotate back. He does have to keep an eye on whether this could end up being a 3-hatch Hydra. We can tell it's not going to be because he made this 3rd hatchery so far away. Dewalt's actually looking for that right now. That's part of what he's doing going up through here. And he does get caught, so that probe is gone. Will he send out another, or is he just going to utilize... Yeah, he's going to utilize the Zealots for scouting. Goes out with 4. He knows where the Zerglings are, and he knows this cannon will finish before they get there. So I actually... I like what we're seeing here with the move out. A lot of times we see Protoss players wait for 5. I think this is an excellent 4 Zealot move out. I wonder where he's headed. Is he just going to go to the natural? Is he going to maybe check up here? You have to kind of assume that there is another hatchery somewhere. A lot of Zerglings being made by Calm. Zergling speed on the way. And the layer almost finished here for Calm as well. As his Zergling speed finishes, he should be able to eliminate these Zealots, but it seems like Dewalt, the way the Zerglings have been moving, kind of gives away that he's stalling and buying time. Obviously, you would kind of always do that, but I think Dewalt has the right idea to go home. He's going to plug up his wall. He's going to sit tight. There's no reason to be out on the map. He wasn't going to make it all the way there and get damage done. He was stalled out way too much. If he could have made a beeline to the natural, he would have done it, but when the Zerglings are running around like that, it's like, yeah, he's going to be prepared. Okay, Stargate on the way. +1 coming up as well. Is that? Okay, yeah, just a Sankin Gas, and he's hiding it. It should be a Muta opener. When you get a Sankin Gas that early, it almost always is Mutas. +1 is on the way here for Dewalt, so there's going to be that little window of +1 Corsairs likely. Against non-+1 Carapace, Mutas and Scourge. The Speedlings, you can see he's kind of fanning them around the map. If you look at the mini-map here, this is a perfect time to look at the mini-map and see how he's just trying to cover, like, all areas to see if there's anything hidden. Because you don't want to be focusing down here and have 2 Zealots show up and destroy your economy. So, very good spreading. That is a lot of Zealots. They don't have the +1 yet. They don't have the legs yet. In fact, the Citadel not even finished. Additional creep colony here at the natural. This is funny looking to me because this is like not... There's no Sim City going on. He's sitting literally just on 3 hatches. He's making 6 Mutas and 1 pair of Scourge. So he's actually... This is kind of a cheesy build. The fact that he got this gas this quickly, he hasn't added extra hatches. Calm is playing a pretty cheesy strat here. Now, if the Scourge catches the Corsair, that's huge. Right? When's the last time you saw a ZVP where there weren't like a couple hatches here right now? And it wasn't 3-hatch Hydra. This is 3-hatch Muta. So he's coming across the map. 1 cannon on the way. 6 Mutas can absolutely kill a cannon, but he's only got 2 Scourge. So there's the 6 Muta. 2 Scourge with them. And here we go. Okay, gets 1 instantly, goes after the Photon Cannon, but 2 Corsairs here. It is a little bit of a problem. The Mutas continue to rally in. I think he'll move his Zealots now. I think, yeah, you kind of like have to go do something. He has +1 just about to finish. There's a ton of Zerglings, but the Zealots will destroy them. Notice he has the Sankin Gateway. Templar Archives is almost done, so we might actually see that emergency Archon that I've talked about a million times on the channel. The Mutas are kind of destroying right now. They are dealing so much damage. All right, +1 plus legs are done. And you can see Calm actually is in some trouble from these Zealots as well. Obviously, he's dealing a lot of damage over here. You notice shield batteries are coming up. He wants to be able to heal some of those Corsairs, maybe even an Archon. He is making the 2 High Templars, right? When someone does a Muta rush like this, they stay in the main base almost 100% of the time because there's so many cannons at a natural. So he is going to try to make that Archon. You can see the Zealots coming up with the +1. They are shredding the Zerglings. 1 Muta is not going to make the difference here. So the Zealots are actually getting a huge amount of damage. We'll see where that ends up. The drones actually really slow them here, but obviously will all end up dying as well. Templar Archives being targeted down. The Archon's still being made. Gets up into this mineral line. More Mutas here to fight now. Trying to kill off as much as he can. More Zerglings coming out. You know, they're going to deal damage a lot quicker than the Mutalisks. Even though the Zealots can turn to kill them, it buys time, which is very, very important. Now, here's the Archon. And Calm does not micro at first. He was busy over there. And look at that. The shield battery, very, very important here. He's going to utilize both them. Get hundreds of health back onto this Archon. Dude, this Archon is crazy! 9 kills. 10 kills. The double shield battery saved him. He would have lost that. He would have lost that. And finally, we see what has been talked about a million times, where the 2 gateways at the natural save you. He would never have saved this without 2 gateways being up here. So this Archon has done some heavy lifting for Dewalt. Is there a chance for Dewalt to come back in this game? So obviously, we just saw a ton of damage. I'm going to look at that in a second after we see what these Mutas doing here. Mutas can definitely outmaneuver Archons. Their attack, I mean, they're just so mobile, and Archons are so clunky. Well, they move smoothly, but they're just so big, so they kind of get stuck. Okay, let's take a look. Heavy droning. He's on pure Mutaling. He does have another hatch. Okay, starting Hydralisk upgrades. Once he gets a decent group of Hydras, there's no coming back. Archons are going to fare very, very poorly. Only 2 gates. I believe we're going to see Dewalt move out. I think what we'll see here is the Archons come up, 4 Zealots, 2 Archons, and attack. Because these are 0/0 lings against +1 Archon Zealot, so the Archon Zealot will absolutely destroy. They will shred Zerglings. And, you know, the Mutas can be microed to a certain degree. But that's it. Okay, that gets caught. Is he going to move out? Okay, still trying to use the Archons on Mutalisk defense. Ooh, does he trap him? Oh, he doesn't get the shot. He doesn't get the shot. Oh, this is so frustrating. Look at the Sim City and how blocking it is for these poor Archons. He's feeling what Terran feels on this map against Mutas. The mineral patches out here, just everything gets in the way. Oh, man. I can't imagine, but it's painful, guys, to watch poor Dewalt here. Having a hard time catching these Mutas. Just excellent, excellent control. It's too much damage. You can see behind the mineral patches, getting a ton of probes. 13 kills on that one Archon, but not able to get any more. I think he might GG from just the Mutas. So a kind of a crazy Mutalisk all-in, where the Archons almost saved him, and he got a lot of counter damage. But yeah, here's that group of Hydras I was talking about. It's just going to negate, excuse me, the power of what he's made. He's going to GG. There's no way. 2 cannons. He can't hold anything. Damn. You can see, you know, Calm doesn't make it in every season to ASL and still can do that to Dewalt, even though Dewalt is extremely strong and definitely does take games off pros. One of these days, I'll cast a game where he beats a pro. Oh, actually, I did. Yeah, we had a Dewalt versus Flash game where he won. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. But yeah, Dewalt's an excellent player. I hope that you guys enjoy occasionally seeing a Dewalt game mixed in there. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.